Welcome back, Chronics, and thanks for joining me. Sorry it's been a minute, but I just needed some time to emotionally recover. No, not from the events of the world or anything, from my last gastrointestinal appointment. That's a whole other episode. Today we're talking about blood testing for nutrients and making dietary assessments. The Ehlers Danlos Society did an ECHO Summit Day on diet and nutrition. They had a ton of speakers. I watched it online, and the first talk I listened to about nutrients was by Dr. Jessica Pizano. Traditional labs are a good way to figure out any chronic deficiency states. Things like a metabolic panel, blood count, a lipid profile. These tests are a good way of measuring soluble vitamins, but not insoluble vitamins. It will pick up on trace minerals, but it's difficult to assess, say, magnesium and calcium levels because our bones actually throw out vitamins as we need them. Kind of a fun fact. I had no idea. These are the labs that are going to show that you have, say, anemia, for example. Then we have nutritional genomics to find out what you may be lacking. The issues with this kind of testing is because it's direct to consumer, you have to know how to read the results and then how to apply them. So make sure that's included if you go that route. Then we have metabolics, which pertains to all the biochemistry functions in the body. They'll test for things like organic acids or amino acids. Then we have tests for the microbiome. That includes things like stool testing or testing any culture from any part of the body. You can also look for bacterial fungal overgrowth and look at the balance of your flora. If you're having severe GI discomfort, those are actually the tests you should start with. Just so you guys know, that was the last test that I took. So you should start with things like stool testing, not end with them. And I think it's going to show something, but I had to recommend it. They can look for pancreatic elastase levels, and if your elastase levels are too low, you are lacking pancreatic digestive enzymes. And that can cause a big problem. Many things can cause that, such as a blockage in one of the tubes of the pancreas or one of the ducts. It can also be from chronic illnesses, not ours, but like cystic fibrosis. Good news, you can take enzymes and hopefully get rid of these symptoms. So, other tests include hair tests and food intolerance testing. But you have to be careful with that one because whatever we ate before we take that is probably going to show up in our blood. Doesn't mean that we're allergic to it or affected by it. It's just the last thing we ate. So I did one and it said I shouldn't eat eggs. Eggs have never bothered me before. I still eat eggs, so just so you guys know. All I can recommend is push for testing, all of it, as much as you can get, because it will give you hints as to what's wrong if they believe you in the first place. Yeah, it's really bad when the patient has to request the tests to try and figure out what the issue is, because clearly the clinician doesn't actually care. Labs don't lie, you know what I'm saying? Basically, we can present differently on everything, but if we're with doctors that don't know anything, they don't know that. And if we don't fall into those exact boxes for those disorders, ailments, it's definitely not that. You guys, it might be that. As always, thank you for joining me, Chronics, and remember to stay strong, hang in there, and don't take crap from anyone. I will talk to you next time.